Let's see if this works. Can't hear me. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? What's up, everybody? I guess Johnny's having a little technical difficulties today.
I don't know what happened, dude. It's just every time I was trying to add you or Vinny, it was just
Okay,
like,
so can you hear
yeah.
me? I can't hear a word Johnny's saying.
Oh man, now you can't hear me.
Can anybody hear Johnny? No, I can't hear him. Shit. Well, where's your mic at? Turn your mic on.
It is.
There you go.
My mic is on, dude. I'm kind of getting frustrated.
No, now it is. Now it's on. I can hear you. You're good. Chill. I can hear you. I can hear you.
But
You're good.
you really hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Anyways, so
Can you hear me?
everybody, we're 10 minutes late. Welcome to the show. My name's Shady J. This is my co-host, Johnny Blades. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties today, but that's okay. Doesn't fucking matter. We'll bring on Vinny early. That's all that matters.
All right,
Welcome to another episode of The Dark Truth. And all I'm going to say is, how was your day?
It was good, man. It was good until I started doing this live. Now I'm bummed out. No, I'm kidding.
Now it's good.
No, I'm kidding.
Fucker.
No, I'm good, man. Everything was good today. It was a very chill, lax today. I did handle a little bit of stuff because usually Wednesdays I can't really schedule much because of the show. And
right.
But anyway, like I always try to schedule light and then go heavy Thursday. So it was good, man. I got a couple things done. And other than that, man, it was pretty cool. Took a nap before the show. That was pretty.
Fuck yeah. Can't beat a nap, dude. I was wanting a nap. Honestly, when I got home, dude, asked Jessica, I was like, babe, I'm tired. I was like this close. I was this close to taking a nap, and I was like, fuck that.
All right. So is Vinny on? Vinny?
Yeah, I think now some random person requested to join. We don't do that here. I'm gonna go ahead and send him the invite just for when he's ready. But by the way, kudos to Johnny for doing the flat glass training this week. Yo, what's up, Vinny?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Doing good. Nice keg, bro.
That's how I wanted to open it. I appreciate
That's
that.
a nice keg,
yeah,
bro.
So how's everything going?
Everything's good. Shout out to Ed for the keg.
Thank you, Ed.
And the wrap.
Appreciate
so cool.
it.
That's the first ever wrap on a keg with the Dark Truth, except for the sticker bomb that Billy's done. But that's a whole different thing.
Johnny,
I don't know where Johnny went. I guess he ran away. There he is.
Oh man, somebody was ringing my doorbell.
I can't see if you could see me on the camera or not.
Yeah, we can see you.
So how was everybody's day today?
Fancy over here.
Who's fancy? My phone won't stop.
You, look at you. But hey, my man said, hold on, let me check my Apple Watch real quick. Who's fancy?
It's my wife makes it this way because I lose all my stuff. And
I mean, that's a good wife there then.
Yeah, she's my wife's very good. You know, we got 3 kids, so it's a lot going on at home. You know what I mean? So, but
I hear that.
You know, and I work a fast-paced life. You know what I mean? You know, I work usually a 6-day work week. You know, 9 to 6 usually.
Nice.
So, but other than that, you know, we don't have to talk about work.
We definitely don't have to.
I don't drink peach, but this is for Dave. I don't drink alcohol, so.
That's right. I think you've told me that before. Cheers, though.
I have Crohn's disease, so they took out my
Mm.
intestines. Some of them, like 12 years ago, my son's first birthday, right around his first birthday. That was some crazy shit.
So what exactly is Crohn's?
Well, what I had is my intestines would stop, like they would inflame and nothing would pass through. So I would start to vomit, just all the phlegm in my stomachs and stuff. And I'd have to go in the hospital for like a week, and they'd put me on antibiotics, and we would, clear up the intestines. The inflammation would go away. We would start to be able to use the bathroom again. Well, that happened about 9 times in 1 year. So I was in the hospital for a week almost every month. And they were just like, you need to have your intestines cut out because that part of your intestines is getting inflamed. And, so
Right.
we had that surgery. That surgery was a long road, and my boss that I worked for at the time, he paid me like I was there every day. I
That's awesome.
cannot, I still actually work for the guy, you know what I mean? 25 years, 24 years later, I still work for him. This was 15 years ago, You think about guys in the tin industry, how many guys work at a company? My doorbell's just going off like crazy in front of my house. My kids are out there playing.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes, man.
How many guys at an actual shop have been there? Like, besides their own, like, you want to get into the truth of stuff, like training guys and all that stuff. It's like, how could you want to train another guy when you know he's just going to leave? I've been with this company for 25 years-ish, so it's a hard, because that guy that you train, he's going to leave, right? Nobody that you train stays in our industry.
But I kind of interject because if you treat them well, like if you're treated well, you don't want to leave. I promise you.
Yeah, unless you see the overall goal, you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you, I tint 10 cars a day, dude. I'll do a whole PPF job, a whole front end in a day, and tint 3 cars, 4 cars. You know what I
Right.
mean? When you see that money you're making alone, and that's why people want to jet out, right? Like, you think about it, they could tint 3 cars in a day and make 3 times the amount that you can actually pay that guy. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
that's the actual truth about it, right? Everybody's charging like $300 for a whole 4-door now, roughly. I guess
Right.
across the whole United States. You tint 2 of those a day. You tint 5 of them in a week by yourself at your shop. You're doing pretty good. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not terrible. And then if you throw in the upgrades and you're really good to your customers, you're going to get more repeat, right? You're always going to get repeat. If you're customer service savvy, you got to have that customer service, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
that's just the bottom line, So how do you, you could treat them well and do all these things, but there's people like to work for themselves as well. I feel like if I worked for myself, I could work even harder, to be honest with you, than I already do, because I would want it more, because you know what? It's going to my kid. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
going to my family, to, building that for them. That's the dream, I think. But like I said, I've been working for the same shop for 25 years. So what do I know?
Exactly. So
I've been always wanting my own shit,
so why have you been there for 25 years? What has kept you there that long that you've not wanted to leave? That's my question. Because I'm kind of I have the mindset of like, I don't want to leave a good thing because, for one, in my instance, like I feel like I'm one of the exceptions to a lot of people. Like I like to do things and help other people succeed instead of just
Correct.
me and my family. Like I would rather do the best I can to service somebody else and have them, benefit and me benefit without having any of the stress, right? Like I have
Well,
none of the stress. Like I come home, I get to do a podcast every
yeah.
Wednesday, like I don't have to worry about shit.
Yep. And I have that as well. I could do pretty much whatever I want, but
Right.
I feel guilty when I'm not there. You understand what I'm saying? I've been
Yeah.
there for 25 years. I've been there
I feel that.
I've been at this company from when they had 2 stores. They built it up to 5 stores, right? 5 retail window tint 12-volt blown out shops, you know. Every shop doing 80 to 200,000 a month. You know what I mean? And I would drive around every day and tint cars at this shop and go to that shop. It was just way too overwhelming. I never had like my own like one shop
Peace.
that I can care for.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe it'll happen one day. I don't know. I'm trying to move in a few years out of New Jersey, so I don't know how beneficial it would be for me to start up my own business here, you know? Like, so
Exactly.
I'm kind of where I'm at. I get paid great money. And but I work. We tend, like I said, on an average 10, 15 cars a day. Uh,
How many work with you?
um, so not many guys know this. I have a brother who's better than me at this stuff. He's
I know it.
you
I know it.
do know that. Not a lot of people know this. He's not really on social media. Hopefully he's watching. I love him. He taught me everything, you know, and it's, you know, he's top 100 installer in the country of 12 volts. He can tint and apply PPF. He can do anything, you know what I mean? And he taught me everything. He's taught, I'd say, at least 30 tinters over his years.
That's awesome.
He's worked at the same company as me. He's been there 30 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he's seen it grow. He's seen the good times, the bad times. And we actually left for a few years when COVID happened, you know. Well, you know, and we right before COVID happened, we actually had the opportunity from a gentleman to open up our own shop. You know, we were like, let's go and let's experience it. And you know, it was tough because 2 weeks later COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you know, if you left your house during COVID where I live, you were going to die. So
What? What?
I mean, that's just the way they made it seem. You know what I mean?
Man.
I had a shop that would take me 50 minutes to get to from my house every day. I was doing it in 25 because there wasn't even police on the road, you know?
Right.
But there was nobody out, you know? Everybody was out of school, right? There was no kids in school, so every kid was homeschooled, you know? The first 2 weeks of me opening my store. So 2 years, that was tough. That was painful.
Right.
But we kindled back where we used to work for 20 plus years, and now we're back there. And so the owner that I work for, I actually work for his son, Kyle. And he's 24 years old, and he's very hungry. You understand what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
why we were able to accomplish the numbers. Yeah, we do 65,000 a month in window tinting on automobiles only.
Jesus fuck.
On automobiles only. That's not PPF, and that's not.
That's wild.
How much, Vinny?
65,000.
5,000.
It's
Thousand, Johnny. In a month in automotive.
Yes.
A month.
Yep.
That's
I
insane.
talked to the owner the other day about it. You know what I mean? I talked to him about it the other day, and he does a wonderful job. Kyle does a wonderful job with the marketing. He's hooked up with Mike Norg and all those guys. You know,
Right.
Ray.
Padilla.
Yep, all
Yeah.
those guys. I never got to meet any of those guys. It'd be cool to. You know what I mean? But at the
I
end
haven't
of the
even
day,
met you yet.
I know.
So
I know. I met Johnny. He was shivering in the corner, dire need of a sweatshirt because he left all his stuff in North Carolina, I think, or one of those Carolinas down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing where this industry has taken us, you know what I mean? 25 years I've been doing it. And, you know, I used to teach people how to tint windows that didn't even give a fuck about tinting windows. Excuse my French.
right.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
bro.
I've never had the opportunity to actually teach somebody that wanted to learn. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what I want to do for a living. Not everybody. You do what for a living? You know, my wife's a teacher, so I go all of these events, and these people got all these degrees and yada yada yada. And they ask me, "Oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I put, I don't know, film on surfaces. Well, what do you mean? I go, I
Right.
don't know. Like I could do anything to a car. Oh, you could do my brakes? No, I don't do
No,
brakes.
no, no.
No, I do a lot, but I could do my own brakes to save me money, but I'm not a mechanic, you know? Actually, that's what I went to high school for, was a mechanic.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I went to high school and I was a mechanic for a few years, and that was no fun. That's our job's nice and clean, hopefully.
Right.
Once we get those old cars.
Dude, we pulled the motor on my truck, and dude, it was
You got to
not
wear
a fan.
gloves, right?
I'm like,
Like your hands are stained for.
dude, I didn't wear any gloves because I want to feel everything. And like, dude, it took me, I had to get like ATR and spray it on my hands and sit there with a Scotch pad for
Yep.
like a day straight, dude.
We
It
use
was so bad.
gasoline. We use gasoline for that.
Yeah,
It works
that's
the
a good
best,
one
to be
too.
honest with you. That's some
Yeah,
of the
or
worst,
lighter
but it's the
fluid
best.
if you have lighter.
Oh,
Yeah,
lighter fluid probably works pretty good too.
right. Because it's usually like right there, you know, you're like, ah, fuck it. It's like hand sanitizer at that point.
Vinny, so
So
in the
you,
25 years that you've been working there,
Yep.
have you what is like the craziest like thing that you can remember throughout the whole 25 years that you can remember?
Well, that's a great question. I have so many stories, you know.
we got time.
I remember one time I was really young, and we do car detailing, and the guy one of the wholesaler drops off his girlfriend's car. His wife, he has a wife, but it's his girlfriend's car. It's like, hey, clean the car, but don't go in the trunk. And I'm like, okay. So
Sure.
we we go in the trunk, and yeah, I worked with, I don't know, 15 Spanish guys, and they're cleaning everything, and they got the whole back of the car spread out in the back because they're just cleaning the car, right? They don't know any better.
Right.
So I was young. I was probably like 22. I took a pair of the guy's heads while he was detailing the rims. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say what kind of clothing because I'm not gonna go there. My kids could be watching.
We all know.
Well,
It's okay.
well, that night, whatever happened, right? My I go, hey guys, can you wash my car? No problem, buddy. They wash my car. The next morning, my girlfriend, at the time, my wife now, goes out to my car to get something out of my glove box, and they had stuffed whatever article of
Oh
clothing that was.
my
It was in my
God,
glove box.
dude.
Oh,
Oh, got you back, dude. That's crazy.
True story.
It was
True story. Got me back.
the good old okey doke, bro. He got
Karma's a
you.
bitch. Karma's a bitch.
That's
The worst
awesome.
person that could have found it, right? Me, I find it.
Definitely.
Ha ha ha. Now I
Right.
got to try and explain
And
this. You
then
know,
you're like, hold on, let me tell you this story. And it's like, I don't
what,
want to hear it. Don't even.
what had happened was
Right.
yeah. Oh God. Yep. Yeah, man. That's one of them. You know, we have pictures of like guys on the toilet with like Polaroids from like when there was cameras, not
Oh,
like we
that's
had. If
the
we had
best.
cameras from back in the day, you know, we got guys with their pants down like a deer in headlight. Like
Yeah.
there's a guy just kneeling there as Jimmy opened the door, and he's just like, like, oh my God, bro. Steve M. And my buddy Steve M. He's a 12-volt expert. You know what I mean? I've been around shops with so many guys.
Right.
You know, 5 shops. You think about 5 shops that do not just window tinting. We do 12-volt. You got to have a sales guy, right? So you right there, you're 3 guys, 4 guys,
Yeah.
4 or 5 stores. You're at 15, 20 guys just in this area. You
And
know
when
what
you
I
get
mean?
when you
And I
get a
know,
bunch of dudes, bullshitting,
oh
man, oh
shit,
man,
bro.
there's so many
Yeah,
stories that you can't tell because then it's like, oh my God, what is wrong with y'all, you know?
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Now I work with young kids,
Yeah.
so they ask questions of like, would you suck a man off for $1 million? And I'm like, is this a serious question? Like,
Dude,
I mean, I don't know what I should say, but where's the camera? You know, like I don't
right.
know. You know, and they're just straight to the point, and
Okay, so I was gonna say I have a question about that. So working with a younger generation, is it like, is it to where you're kind of like going, damn, I gotta Google what the hell he just said, you know, like what does that even mean? Or like, you know, you ask him stuff like, what are you even talking about? Like, what does that even mean, man?
No, I say that to the one kid because he's down by the equator, so he's got some broken Spanish. So I
Oh
always say
yeah,
to him, like, "What are you saying?" But Kyle, the kid I work for, his funny story is I've worked with my boss for so long. My girlfriend at the time was then helped babysit him. You know what I mean? So this kid that I work for,
right,
he's so he talks just like his dad. I grew up with his
right,
dad. He's his dad. You know what I mean? It's what he is. It's cool. You know what I mean? He gets it. You know what I mean? They get it. You
right.
know, they know how to run a business.
I
You know, and
I
they
remember you telling me something like that in Delaware, that your wife used to take care of your boss's son.
yep, just like
That's
that.
crazy, man.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
isn't it isn't it wild how like the world works? Like things will fall into a place. Like as long as everybody's happy though, there shouldn't be an issue, right? Like some people think like, oh man, this guy's younger than me trying to tell me what to do, man. Fuck him, you know. But it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
as long as they're respectful and they have a vision and they have goals and they have a standard for the team, I don't think there's any issue, in my opinion.
Well, no, there's no issues. You know, that's the boss. You know what I mean? And if you look at it like that, everything will run smoothly, right? You
Yeah,
know, we're
Right.
all a team
absolutely.
trying to accomplish a goal,
Yep.
right? Everybody has different goals. You know, some people are money driven, some people are family time driven, right? Some people just
Yes.
want to work. I want to do all. That's me. Like you could, I don't know if you could pay me enough money to work and kill it. You know, like if it was my own company. You know what I mean?
Same,
Because
dude, same.
I don't,
I did
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think you could pay me enough
I don't
because
think I don't think I would make enough money owning my own shop at all to be happy with owning my own shop. I would much rather make what I make now, maybe more in the future if we get a little more, stuff that comes in because like I also look at like how much I'm making compared to what we're doing in sales. So I'm like, I'm doing pretty
yeah.
fucking good, right? And it's like, you know,
But
I feel like it would take
when
over
it's
all
slow,
of
you
that
get that
family
pay.
time, you
Well,
know.
and that's but I work the weekends too. You know what I mean? My wife's a teacher, so she's off on the weekends. So it's very tough. You know what I mean? I've never had a Saturday off in my whole life, to be honest with you. I've worked there 25 years. Plus I've had jobs before that. So I've always been a hustler,
Right,
right? I've been retail for 25 years, 6 days a week. You add that up, you know what I mean? That's a lot of family
right,
time missed.
right.
You know, and how much money can you trade for that? You know, like well, $65,000 a month in window tint, that's a lot of money though, right? So,
Right.
I mean, it, it's a tough gray area to talk about. Let's be honest. When you work for a big company, it's hard to say, hey, you know, uh, I produce this, but at the end of the day, I'm here every day. What do you expect of me?
Right.
Because you bring in well more than you make, right?
Of
Everybody who's a
course.
window tinter knows they bring in, so what is the catch to be there? You know,
Yeah.
what, anybody can start I started tinting windows when I had left that job I worked at. I quit before COVID hit, and I didn't know what to do. I quit because there's a lot of reasons why I quit. I used to run the whole company, and then I got pushed to the guy that just works in the back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like you got pushed that way, or they were like, you're gonna do this job. Like they kind of made you want to do it,
well,
or they were like, you're gonna not do this anymore and you have to do this.
yeah,
Because there's a
that's
difference.
well, so I ran 5 shops, and then they're like, "Oh, this one
Fuck.
shop that we have is not running good. We're going to want you to stay in this one store, right?"
Right.
So we want you to try and save this store. That's
Yeah.
basically what it came down to. You know, we're going to want you to save the store. And I was just like, okay. So everybody that came in there, oh, this guy did this. I'm like, you know, because it's not like a tint shop where it's like, oh, your window's got a piece of dirt in it. Okay, no problem. Pull it in. 10 minutes later, you got it retinted, right? It's that simple.
Right.
No, when you're doing 12-volt stereo systems or $10,000 stereo systems in people's cars, and then they pull up and then they want it fixed right away, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy that used to work up front there for 12 years, he's not there
Right.
anymore. You know, the guy who used to make the deals with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, where's my such and
Yeah.
such radio? I don't
My
know.
where's
Well,
my
he sent
guy
it out
at?
6 months ago. Yeah. So I had to try and save that store. And it was like, so now I had to work the front, answer the phones, right? Help all the
Yeah.
customers, tint the cars.
Yep.
And then I had one other guy there with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is like, I can't do this, right?
Right.
So then we decided they're going to close that store because it's not making them any money, right? They're not going to make, you know, they have 20 other businesses that they make money out of, my company that I work for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lots of money. They're very smart business people.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I got sent to another store, and then I was just the worker in the back. I take the ticket off the wall. Oh, fog lights on a Honda Accord. I got to take the bumper off. Okay, let me go do that. Okay, I'm done with that. Oh, 2 roll downs on this car. You know, that's what I would do all day. So I went from running this great big company, we were doing great, to working in the back. And I was going to a bachelor party and I missed it with my son. My son was like 4 or 5. We were going to Yankee Stadium for like a baseball game
Yeah.
for a bachelor party, and he was going. And I missed the party bus. He was on it, and I got so mad at work, I just quit, dude. I just said, you know what?
Yeah.
I told them, you never heard somebody quit like this. I said, listen to me. I'm going to finish tinting this car, and then I quit.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish this car,
Dude,
and then I quit.
Fuck that shit. I would have left that car, Vinny.
man.
So
I
quit there. I
Yeah.
called my wife on the phone, going to Yankee Stadium to meet my 5-year-old son, who's not with me, right?
Right.
He's with my uncle and everybody, you know, family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm crying on the phone. Babe, I just quit. I just quit. What am I going to do? She goes, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I went in on Monday morning, and the guy I worked for, he had an assistant, and he didn't like me, and I didn't like him. He was like, took my job. He took my job, but he didn't do what I did. You know what I mean?
Right.
He went there, he collected money, and he didn't do Vinny. He didn't do
No.
what Vinny can do. And at the end of the day, he looked at me, and I go, here's your key. My toolbox will be out of here on Wednesday. And I left. And I didn't go back. I didn't turn back. I didn't do anything. I went and started on my own. I went to my garage at my house, and I emptied it out. I put a small piece of glass on there, and I tinted windows out of there with me and my brother.
Yeah.
Because they had already fired my brother like a few years before that. So once they fired my brother, it was like, wow, I've worked with my brother for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And then I didn't have him for 3 years. So I had to go to work every day and swallow that.
Right.
You know how hard that is to go to work when that's your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
and I don't agree with what he does all the time, and because he works very hard. He's very smart and very talented, and he'll make a $2,500 radio install look like beautiful artwork in 30 minutes, where most people would take 3 hours. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But he's 50 years old. He's been doing it for 30 years, you know?
Yeah. Makes sense.
And the you know, how fast can you get it done pace? You know what I mean? Like, you know, what's enough? How much is enough? How much can you do? You know,
Yeah.
that kind of suffers, and you know, we're getting older, right? So it's just hard work. I mean, it's every day's hard work. So
Vinny,
what's up?
Vinny, what it sounds like is what's holding you back from starting your own business? How old are your kids now?
Well, my son's 15, my daughter's 12, and my other daughter is 6. Now, I can tell you what's holding me back now is is the I already tried it once. COVID hit. You know, now we're 3-4 years later. I got a great job now, right? I mean, I get paid very well. You know what I mean? Most people would shit themselves when they saw my paycheck. And
Nice.
it's hard to just have that, right? It's
Yeah,
hard to
yeah,
just
yeah.
not have that
That
money,
that that
you know?
uncertainty of what you're gonna
And
get.
yeah, of course, right? That's what I was always told by the guy I work for. You have to take the risk. It's all about taking the risk.
Everything, yeah, man. I was in that dilemma about a year ago of what am I gonna do. I know I was gonna do something, but I wasn't quite sure how I was gonna tackle it. I had so many. I like to call them fishing poles in the water. I had so many options that I can go with. I can go full subcontract, just contract labor myself out, and I can have or I can run a tent shop, or I can run a I was gonna say mobile detail. Fuck that shit. Mobile,
Fuck that, bro.
a mobile window tinting. So, dude, I explored it all, man. The uncertainty sometimes creates like a scare that
Of course it
when you
does, yeah.
find out what's on the other side, and when you turn on the light and you confront that monster, you're like, well, you're not that scary.
Right.
So that when you saw me in Delaware, right?
Yep.
I had I was uncertain. I don't know if you saw it in my face. I
I
was
seen it in
uncertain.
your face.
I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, bro. Like, what the hell?
Because it wasn't out yet, was it? It was on.
Yeah.
I think it was that weekend. That weekend was when it was out, I believe.
Yeah.
Of
I mean, yeah. So I was uncertain, man.
I remember those
And
calls.
thank God, man. Like, thank God that I didn't give up. There was many times where I just wanted to just tuck my tail between my legs, go back to the shop and be like, hey, man, can I get my job back? But I'm glad I didn't do it, because we talk about freedoms. Like, I get the freedom of saying, Wednesdays, I'm not going to work as hard because I got to do a podcast. If I don't come to the podcast, it's because I'm making a lot of money.
Right.
Like, it really got to be a really good deal to be like, man, Shady, I'm going to have to cancel this. Or if I really can't get to it, like I can't really come back to the house at that moment. It really had to be one of those. But sometimes confronting those uncertainties, but if you're like, is a good thing. And then sometimes it's a lesson. So either or, it's always going to be a good thing. The good thing where you're at right now, dude, if you're happy, dude, and you're getting paid with
days I'm happy.
Some days, man.
Think about it, right? Like, I have no control what comes in. I know I have to be there from this time to this time. If they let me go early because me and my guys knocked out, 11 cars by 3 o'clock, we'll clean up, and there's times they'll take the cars in at 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, and they'll do them, and they're all about the bottom line. You know what I mean? They want to make money.
Right.
They're definitely hustlers,
Yep.
I don't know if the quality is the quality's there enough to where a customer, listen, and that's why I never went to a competition, because it's I don't know what standards are.
Customers
don't
care, bro.
I know.
They don't care.
Right?
They don't.
And I
dude,
get it. Right?
They don't give a shit, man. I've not had one customer really come back and been like,
you're a really good
I've had
tinner.
No, I'm decent, dude. I'm not fucking very good. Dude, I'm decent. I've been only doing this for 6 years. I'm not that good. I mean, I've got days where I'm like, I don't know how to tint. Man,
Plotter fucked my game up.
I have to watch.
Plotter saved my life, bro. What do you mean? Plotter saved my life. I suck at hand cutting.
Well,
I had to watch Shady's videos just to get good.
That's all I
Liar. He'll jump, bro.
Cutting, right?
This dude will jump on my TikTok lives while I'm tinting vehicles and be like, "Will you train me?" He'd be like, "I don't know how to tint," and I'll be like, "Bro," I'll tell the people watching, I'm like, "Don't listen to this guy. He's my coach. host on a podcast, like, and he has his own shop and he tints windows. Like, don't listen to him. I mean, I get it on there. The only reason I'm any kind of good is because I was working so fast to go home early and get paid less because I hated where I worked. And now
Yeah.
I literally go so slow that I'm even mad at myself for taking so long. And I'm like, why am I taking so long? And
But
I'm
you're
like, oh yeah,
killing
I have
time and you're
nothing
doing
else the rest of
quality
the
work.
day. Do what?
But that's because you care about your product, though, right? So
I
that's what a
do.
window tinter takes. Is
Right.
like anybody could try and put that film on the window and just say, fuck it, let's go to the next one, right?
Listen, I have an idea, and I've told this to Johnny before and a couple other people. I want to get a manual roll up and down window from a junkyard, build a bracket for it for the lobby, and be like, have like a sign on it that says like, tint this window and pass with 50%, right? 50% efficiency, and we'll give you 10% off. You know what I'm saying? While you wait, and I'm tinting
Fuck
your vehicle, if
that.
I come back and it looks good, I'll give you 10% off. If
They
not,
would get that motherfucker for free. And
what you
Yeah, that's what I
gotta
mean?
think.
record you. And you gotta record them
Oh
doing
yeah,
it. You gotta
Yeah,
put
yeah.
a
Well,
just
dude, have the
do it for free.
GoPro, have
put
the
it on
GoPro in
YouTube.
there and everything. Dude, cut out the pattern for him, give it to him, be like, here you go, have fun, figure
Hey,
it out.
what if it's a sleeping tinner? Like they're sleeper agents, and then
Okay,
you should
so
give
if
them a
they do that,
squeegee.
guess
Hold
what?
on, hold
They
on,
get
hold on, hold on.
10% off.
And then like the true tinner just activates, and he's better than you. And then Rashawn walks in and just says, "Who just did this window?" And then you'll be like, "This guy." All right, Shady, you got it.
Our new
Hey,
employee.
and then that's
Our new
when I
employee.
start stay shady mobile tinting. That's the day I'll start that. So,
Okay,
because
I'm gonna disguise
you always need
myself.
that instance. You always need that instance to happen to where you go for it, right? And I'm
I'm
not
gonna
Speaking of
moving,
mobile,
and I'm not
I'm going
budging.
undercover.
I'm
I'm going
like Vinny,
undercover.
but on a small scale, okay? Vinny is happy where he's working. I'm happy where I'm working. I'm not making nearly as much as him, but we're also not producing as much revenue. So I'm having a good time doing it, and I like to see over the years how the numbers are growing because they have grown. Our average like appointment, like how much it costs or whatever, average cost per appointment went up by like 60% over 1 year because we started offering more ceramic and I was upselling things or whatever. And so I'm actually now doing 30% less and making more money for them. So it's like I feel good for that because I'm doing that. And I don't need like a stipend or a bonus or anything because like seeing them, happy about how things are going, not ever micromanaging me, always just letting me do what I want. Like sometimes do what I want, but like things that I suggest they take into account, stuff like that. Like all those respect factors to me outweigh any dollar amount I can get given. Like I don't need any of that money and I can get that freedom of being able to express myself, do what I want in a way, and also help them grow too. And see this go from being in Rashawn's garage for 6 months to having a shop now for 3 years and seeing it change and grow and seeing more and more people come back because they go, hey, they said you're the guy. And I'm like, I am the guy. What's up? How you doing? What do you need? They're like,
Okay,
you're the C10 guy, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess whatever. Like I'll do all the C10s in the Central Arkansas area, whatever.
yeah.
And it sucks,
So
but
let
it's
me let
also
me
like it's also awesome.
So what are
let
your
me
goals
answer.
though? Like in 3 years from now,
Me?
Yeah.
to grow that shop
Yeah.
to to just be his shop, right? Like
So
so.
a way, in a way, I've said this numerous times. Like I really want to own that business one day just because I helped build it, right? But I'm not gonna be able to do that because I don't have the credit for one, I don't have the capital, I don't have any strategy, I don't know anything about doing stuff like that, right? And that
Yeah,
all
but you
comes with
run
time.
that business as it is right now, right?
It
So that would be your take of it. So the more money that you create for that business,
right,
you use that
right,
money to pay back that business. You understand what
right.
I'm saying?
But
So
it
and that's where
also,
I was for years. I created that business
yeah,
that I worked
right,
for 25 years, right?
right.
So I helped create this baby of a store
And it's
to
still
a
this
monster
big.
to a
Yeah, but it's
monster.
still but it's still this big in a small ass town. So it comes with time. Like I was gonna say, like
Okay.
it's gonna be a lengthy process. If I want what my goal is to happen, I have to be patient and I have to water my plants as they grow and wait for the fruits to fall off the tree, so to
Uh-huh.
speak. Like it takes time for a tree to grow. So you got to
And,
wait
and
until
I
it
get that.
grows to where you get there, right? And then you can start plucking off the fruits. You're like, "Oh, okay, now it's time." It's not like I don't want to rush into anything because I'm terrible when I'm rushed. If I
Uh-huh.
have any type of like if somebody's like rushing me to do anything, panic
Uh-huh.
mode. I'm done. I shut down.
And
I can't
that's
do
where I'm
shit.
at, bro. But I have no choice, right? So I've been doing it for more than I haven't. You know what I mean? And
Right.
they know that, so I can do 10 cars and not be frustrated, especially now with a plotter, because I used to do 10
I
without a
mean,
plotter, right?
and it's also
So now,
especially if they don't sit there and bug you all day and
well,
micromanage you and why aren't you doing it this way? That's the
sometimes
biggest
they don't
thing.
have to. They don't have to. All they have to do is come in the back and show their presence that they're rushing us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and that's okay. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just let us know they're waiting. We have 3 bays we can do it in. It's not a big deal. You know, it's definitely not a big deal.
Right.
But you know, some people get overwhelmed. It literally takes us 30 minutes to tin a whole 4-door car.
And how many people do you have on one?
Well, that would be 3 people on
Oh,
one. But we
dude.
have, but you know, there's more than that in the store. Like, so on a good day, we'll have three, four, five. We'll have 6 tinners in one
Right.
store, but only 3 are tinning that day.
Exactly.
Like my brother will, because my brother works there, he'll be doing a custom system. In the
Right.
back bay, he'll be building a box or doing
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
if it gets overloaded, he can come in there, hose himself down, tin a car. You know,
Yeah.
we could tint cars in no time. You know, like it's scary because it's
And
like you
that
charge
right.
$600 for a ceramic job. You pull it out 40 minutes later with the
Right.
whole windshield on it. You're like,
Exactly.
they're like, how did you get it done that quick?
Yeah,
Well,
like
we
what the
got
fuck?
six guys, one window each. Do the math,
Right. And see, that's
right?
the thing. Like, I've never been in a shop where that's ever been a thing. I worked in this shop and one other shop, and it was
Uh huh.
either me and the owner at the other shop, or me and the owner in some random installer they got for like 2 months because they quit because they hated it there. And it would never be me and another person working on one vehicle. It was they're double booking everything. That person works on something, I work on something. We don't help each other because they want to see who worked on what. So if anything comes back, they could blame it on
Yeah.
somebody. And I hated that, dude. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
not
bro,
fun.
I hate that whole like I'm gonna point the finger at this person because they worked on it. You
Yeah, I
know,
don't
it's a
like that either.
team. It's a team, bro. Like it's supposed to be a team instead of
Listen, when
like
we're
Yeah,
doing
this
I worked
person.
in
cars,
a lot of shops. A lot of shops that I worked at were like that because it was a
Nope.
commission base.
Right.
If it was
well,
like we called it the race to the keys. Like whoever got the
Yeah.
keys, that's your car, and you allowed whoever to jump on your vehicle. It wasn't no
And
team.
I hate
Like
that
it wasn't
shit.
a team, and it was good when you got a big paycheck, but you felt like shit because you would see the other
You
guy
took
come in
money out of their,
Monday.
yeah, you took their money, bro. Like you,
I
but
mean,
it's
they showed
also
up,
like
but
you
also
didn't,
too is like they would show up late. They were drunk. They
right,
were high. They were
right.
on drugs. On
that's on
heroin. I'm
them.
the only one
Yeah,
straight. I'm the
there's
only one
so
that.
many variables to
Yeah.
all
So I
that
didn't feel
stuff.
bad.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't feel bad when you showed up, and then they show up hungover or they still show up the next day.
Ugh.
They look like they haven't slept in 2-3 days.
Right.
Yeah, you're not touching this car. Like the owner would be like,
You're
John,
not
come here.
working on my shit.
You're not you're
Yeah,
not you're not doing shit today. You can cut out patterns. You can help them out. If they want to give you something, let them give you something. But the thing is that we never like what you're saying is like everything. It works so well a business that where everybody's a team. And I got to the
right,
point where I would work at shops and it was based on commission, and I was like, bro, like jump on this car. I'll split it with you. Even though like I would do the majority of it, but you build that leadership, you build that camaraderie, and you're putting money in somebody's pocket at the same time you're putting money in your pocket, and it
right.
builds a more healthier environment. And
Yep.
and that's how it was at that shop, dude. We were doing bed liners and everything, like Vinny says, like, and I've worked at shops
Everything.
where they're
Yeah.
making boxes. outside because they can't even bring the boxes inside. So they're
Yeah.
sweating. They got to blow themselves out. I'd have to blow myself out because I just finished sanding the bed and then get on 2 front windows. After the 2 front windows, go do step bars. From the step bars, go finish the bed liner, go
Yeah.
spray it. Get off the bed liner, come back and do a windshield, and then it was just like a rotation. I got to do
Right.
a leveling kit on a Ford, whatever, blah, blah. Like, I get it, like, but going back to what y'all were saying, like, it takes time to build that shop. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
Vinny was not making the money when they first started. He's
No,
slowly been
definitely
able
not.
to enjoy the fruits of his labor throughout the whole 25 years that he's been working there. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And that's
So,
Yeah.
that's the thing I try to like instill in people that, and we've talked about this before, like they're like, dude, you need your own shop. And I'm like, hey man, let me do me. Don't worry about me. I get what you're saying and I respect your opinion, but I'm gonna do what I feel like is best until the time
Yeah.
comes when I don't feel like it's best. And when that time comes, there will be a change because I do continuously grow and I do continuously help the business,
Absolutely.
but I'm not always making more money and that doesn't matter to me, honestly. Like the whole
Uh-huh.
like you have to make more. No. I'm actually building more knowledge and getting more insight than I am
yeah,
needing the money because I can still live with what I'm getting paid. Honestly, I've been doing it for 3 years, so what's the problem, right? The only
Yep.
problem is like that thought in the back of your head of like I need to do my own shit. But then it's the other thought of going, well, you don't really know what you can do yet. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't really know where I can go yet. I
Yeah.
have to get to that point and go, okay, cool. Let's fucking go. Take
Yeah.
off. And it's
Yeah.
good and it takes
yeah,
time. And I'm not saying that anybody that wants to go out on their own shouldn't. I'm just saying like you gotta weigh your options and see what you're capable of.
Of
Because if you
course.
get yourself in too deep, then you're gonna be fucked. And you're gonna be like, why did I do this? You're like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Why did I do this? You know, because some person was like, start your own thing, you know.
Well, I
We're
plan
coming
on
up,
moving in a few years anyway, so
right. I was gonna say coming up, we're 4 minutes until the hour mark. I know Eric's got Tent Wisdom tonight after our show, so I don't want to run into that because I'm excited to watch that too. Just saying, like the
yeah,
VCon
yeah, yeah.
recap,
and
that's gonna be so cool. I
and
actually
Vinny,
tried to get one of actually tried to get one of my buddies that I knew was there to find Eric. Like I sent him a picture of him, was like, find this guy and tell him Shady said what's up randomly if you see him. You know, like just so he'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like who the fuck are you, bro? Like, but he never found him. So it is what it is. But go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say, Benny, you've been a big supporter for the show. You know what time it is. It's about that time. Your final thought. I know you look like you've been thinking about it all day, man. So give it,
Well, you know,
give us your best final thought.
so my final thoughts are this: is we all can do things for ourselves, right? We just got to go out and do it. You got to go out there and do whatever. A lot of people don't notice about me as well. I have a daughter. My 12-year-old has special needs, right? So she's 12 years old. She's still in diapers, right? So I go through this every day. My wife, she's so strong, right? My daughter's bigger than my wife, and every day we just got to live one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
One day at a time. I don't. I see people with all these fancy things, and I need this, and I need this $150,000 car. That's all I work on is these people that care about materialistic things. That's all I work on, and that's all I deal with, right? And it's frustrating to me because I'm not that type of
Yeah.
person. All I want to do is be home with my family. So but the end goal is money, right? The end goal is to make money to help my daughter, right? To help
Yeah.
my wife with my daughter or whatever. But at the end of the day, family has to come first to me, right? So you can do whatever you want, but you got to build that foundation at home, and that's true to me. You have a loving family, that is success. That is when you walk into my house, the love that my kids show to me and my wife,
Man,
It's more than money. It's more than money.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. All right. I appreciate you guys. I know what time it is. Family. Remember family,
Yes.
bro. You got me?
I like that.
I love it.
I like that.
It makes me
Remember
so
family.
happy. It makes
Give
me
me
Bro.
so
chills.
happy.
That's it, bro, right? Money can't replace those times, those memories that
No,
you had, right?
no,
Money ain't going to replace that,
no.
you
Ever.
know? And you can't take that money with you either, right?
Ever.
So you might as well
Never.
enjoy it or why have it, right?
Right?
So the ones that love and the ones you love. That's all you can do, man.
Family
Bro,
Yep.
is everything. Well,
family
man,
is
thank you.
everything.
Thank you, Vinny,
Thanks,
for
guys.
being on the
I
show, man.
appreciate
Thank you.
Dude,
I hope
It was we need to
I
have
hope
you
I
on the
did
show.
all right.
No, you
dude,
did
I
great,
can't,
dude.
bro, I
You made
can't
it
wait
really easy.
to fucking meet you in person, bro.
Bro, I don't know. I can see, and it's hard for me to get out to those trips.
Me too.
You know, I've been to 2 functions, and it was more or less going to tint windows to hang out with my
Yeah.
boys. You know what I mean? It wasn't a conference. It wasn't anything because it's hard for me to get away from my family. You
I
know,
hear you.
it's not work. Work would say, "Go. We want you to go." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they want me to do these things with you guys in
Right.
the community because they believe in the community. You know,
Yeah.
they're all big supporters of everybody. So I appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, I guess.
Love you, dude.
All right,
Thanks for
Vinny,
being
thank
on the
you,
show,
man.
bro.
He just walks off.
Hey, my man,
So,
we've never had a walk-off
we
guest ever, dude. I love it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Don't come back on the screen, Vinny. Don't come back on the screen.
this is my private workshop here.
Oh,
Nice.
man. Johnny missed the keg in the beginning. Look, Johnny, he's got the keg, bro.
Nice.
First
Oh,
ever.
that's right. That's
first
right. He won the keg.
Ever, bro.
The one and only.
If
There
y'all
won't be another
want
one.
one,
No, there won't
if
be
you need
another
a rap,
one.
if you need a rap, hit up
That's
Ed
a
Monk.
101.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
the
101.
one of one. I forgot.
That's
You're right.
a 101. There's
Anyways,
no more like that one.
It may
anyways,
be coming back your way. Little
oh, shit. Here we
signatures
go.
on it. Who knows, bro? Hey,
Here we
I'm
go.
not using it. That's nostalgic right there,
I
baby.
love
I
it.
got a keg to use,
He
bro.
He
No,
said, put
that's
that thing on the wall.
Yeah, bro. You might get that back there.
I love it.
Oh, man.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Vinny,
I
for being
appreciate
on the
you so
show,
much,
guys.
man.
Please join the next show, Tint Wiz.
Tint
They're
Wisdom.
gonna go over Tint Wisdom. Sorry, Tint Wisdom. They're gonna
Yeah.
go over the whole VCOM. I'm excited. I'm gonna jump off this real quick,
Hell
Shady.
yeah.
I'm out. Cut out the negativity, guys.
Love you, y'all. Stay shady. Be who you needed.